My people, once again, welcome to Africa Renaissance channel. My people, yesterday was a very tragic moment for Russian Wagner forces. And the reason why I say this is that there was an ambush in the northern part of the country in a place known as Kidar. And what was happening is that once the Malian government was unable to control the northern part of Mali, they requested the Russian forces to come and assist, in taking back the northern part of the country from Tuareg rebels. And Russia responded to the call by sending, the Wagner group. And this group has been very instrumental in helping Mali, take back various parts of the northern part of the country. And what they say is that a brother is not necessarily a person who looks like you, but a person who has your back all the times. Well, I know there are various people who argue that after all, the Wagner forces from Russia are paid. But what you have to realize is that no amount of money is comparable to one's life. So we have to be very grateful to the Russians, despite coming from a different continent, they are willing, to help the Malian government to take back the northern part of the country from, the Tuareg rebels. So, my people, the Tuareg rebels began their conquest of the northern part of Mali in 2011. And what you have to realize is that the Tuaregs are very brutal and they adopted a Scotch earth policy. And what I mean by this is that they destroyed everything in their wake in the northern part of Mali. They destroyed all the historical sites in that part of the country. As you know, Mali is one of the few Africa countries that is very rich in terms of history. So the Tuaregs wanted, to, you know, eliminate that part of history, and they destroyed all the historical parts, all the historical features of the country in the northern part of Mali. And what they are trying to do is that they are trying to evict black people completely from that area, and also, get away with their history so that in future, black people cannot claim the northern part to be theirs. So what happened is that the Mali government in 2011 was unable to contain, the Tuareg rebellion, and they were pushing downwards. Okay, if you look at the red part of the map, the reddish part, it is densely populated and it is occupied by black people. So it was not practical for the Tuaregs, to conquer the reddish part. But the aim was to conquer the whole of the pink part of the map. And as you can see, it is a huge region, it is thousands of kilometers of square. So the Malian government was unable to contain the rebellion. And so what the Malian government did is that they reached out to their allies, or what they thought were their supposed allies. France colonized Mali, and so the Malian regime thought that the French were their friends. So they contacted the French, and they wanted the French to assist them in, taking back the whole of the northern part, so that it can be under the control of the Malian government again. But France, despite being one of the biggest powers in the world, military powers in the world, it was unable to help the Malian government to contain the northern part. In fact, there are various allegations that indeed France was supporting the rebel movement. Yeah, they were supporting the idea of the northern part of Mali to secede so that Mali can be divided and become two countries. And so, as you know, my people, there is this historical concept of divide and rule, where you divide people and make them weaker. And this is what they wanted. They wanted to divide Mali into two so that it can become a weak country. So France, despite being one of the best militaries in the world, was unable to help the Malian government, to control the whole of that northern part. And in 2021, Assimi Goita used to work in the Malian army, and he was frustrated by the fact that the government at the time was not succeeding in containing, the rebel movement. The government was not committed to the fight against, the Tuareg rebels. And if the trade continued, there was a very huge risk that the whole of Mali was going to fall to the Tuareg rebels. And so Assimi Goita decided, to conduct a revolution in the country and take over the government. And he took over the government. And immediately after taking over the government, he ordered the French troops in the country, to get out of the country. And he sought to form new alliances with new countries. And one of the countries that he sought to form an alliance is Russia. You know, as you know, for a long period of time, Russia has been assisting African countries in fighting, uh, in seeking to restore stability and fighting rebel movements. And so, Russia answered the call of the Malian regime, and they deployed Wagner troops in the northern part of the country. And Wagner has been assisting the Malian government to fight off, and contain the rebels. And so the tragic incident that happened recently, it happened in a place known as Kidal, and it is near the border of Algeria, you know, and this is where Wagner troops lost their lives.